Hi again. I'm back to talk with you about getting started with your meal planning and your prepping. But the first thing you have to do is to plan. If you don't make a plan, you're pretty much planning to fail. So before you even get started on Monday, you must meal plan. I'm going to ask you to share it just so you hold yourself accountable to making your meal plan. And just trust me, this is something that has like literally changed my life, is sitting down and taking 30 minutes, not even, because now I'm very, very efficient with it because I know what I need, I know what I like, and I know how to plan for it. That you sit down and you do it on Sunday, and then you make your list, get out your recipes, make your list of ingredients that you need, which are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller because your kitchen's going to transform at the same time, and then you get your buns to the grocery store and you spend less and less and less because you don't need as much anymore, and you're going to be just as full and you're going to be even happier, and the whole process is mind blown. You're going to love it. Anyways, best thing I ever did was start meal planning, so listen up. Remember what I said about utilizing the page. If you're on your phone, click on View Group Info and click View Files, and you'll see this amazing handy dandy meal plan that I made for myself. And this is for my calorie bracket. So if you're in mine, awesome, there you go, work's done, you don't have to do anything. But if you're not, all you have to do is add a few extra containers and boom, you're done. So take a look at it and see if it fits the bill for you. If not, you can just switch some things out. You can change up the snacks, you can change up your dinners or your breakfast, whatever, but at least you've got something to look at to give you an idea of how to get started. So I've got that template in there. I have a blank template in there. I also have my pen and paper version of it in the photo album as well. So you can take a look at that. And okay, let's get started. So no matter if you're doing the 21-day fix or if you're doing PIO or you're doing size or whatever one you're doing, it came with a food guide essentially to talk with you about how to fuel yourself properly. And it is incredible how amazing you feel within just a few days when you start giving yourself proper nutrition. And I don't just mean like staying away from processed foods, like that's huge, but having complete balance. Like I had no idea that I needed the amount of lean protein that I did, or that I was completely over consuming my carbs. As healthy and clean as they were, I was just taking in too many. And then I was eating extra because those carbs weren't lasting very long. Anyway, bottom line, find your meal guide and get it out. 21-day fixers especially, pay attention because most of you are doing that. Okay, here's your pretty guide. You first have to flip to page 4 where it says get started, and we're going to figure out what our caloric intake is. And you're going to do this no matter what your program is. So I'm going to walk you through my own. And I apologize, I'm pretty sure this is backwards, so I'm really sorry. Anyways, so I start with 118 pounds. That's where I'm at now. It doesn't matter what your number is, just write it down. Then you're going to multiply it by 11. And then you come out with what your caloric intake is, or what you should be needing. And then you take that number and you add 400, and that includes your calorie deficit from your working out, and that's how many calories that you should need. And then you take that number and subtract 750, and that will give you how many calories that you need in order to lose weight. And you'll see here that I say starving, because if you are under 1,200 pounds, you want pounds. Oh my God, everyone, I hope you're under 1,200 pounds. 1,200 calories, then you automatically want to bump yourself up to that very first calorie bracket. You should never undertake, because that's what slows our metabolism down. And you don't want to be starving. That is opposite of what we're doing here. We're going to eat and eat and eat and eat, and it's going to be awesome. So I will automatically bump myself up to this 1,200 to 1,499 calorie bracket, so I am no longer starving. Okay, then you will turn to page 19 where you will find all of the calorie brackets as well as the different color coded containers and how many that you get. So I fall into this category, so that means I get 3 of my vegetables, I get 2 fruit containers, I get 4 lean proteins. So when you look at those containers and you think, how in the world am I going to eat out of this? Like this teeny tiny thing is not going to fill me up. That just means that's how many of each one of those you get. So you can use those handy dandy cups to measure things out and to pre-portion them. So you don't have to eat out of the containers. So they do make awesome to-go containers. Just use them to pre-portion, which you will see in my Holy Fit kitchen video, where I use them literally just to pre-portion everything, and I pre-package it and it is ready to go. So once you figure that out, then you want to start your meal plan. So always start with a blank piece of paper, though the one I'm going to show you is not blank. And I start out by listing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know the rest of the days of the week. And then along the side, I like to put breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and I continue on down the page. And then I always like to start with I like to start with dinner first, because dinners are usually something that will then become a lunch leftover, so I plug that in. So I start with dinner and breakfast first. So go ahead and figure out what you'd like for that. Then, at least for Mondays, I don't typically have leftovers, but then I typically plug in leftovers for my lunches because I almost always have them, but then I know that I've got something made. And then I'll go ahead and plug in my snacks. And my snacks, I'm a creature of habit. I like a lot of the same things, so you notice that when you see my meal plan, but I plug them all in. And then I go through with, I don't know if you're like a stationery nerd like I am, but I'd love to have like these color-coded pens. It makes things really, really fun. So you'll notice on my meal plan here that for breakfast, for example, I've got banana oat pancakes, and that gives me 1 yellow and a half purple. Dinner, for example, I'm having tacos. That gives me 1 red, 1 green, 1 yellow, 1 blue. And you'll also see at the top that I've written out for myself, just so I've got kind of like a code to go with. I see how many of each thing I have for every day, so that I can take that off, and that's it. Then I take that plan and I sit down with my recipes and I write out my ingredients, and then I make my shopping list, and then I go to the store. And that's it. And that's all you got to do. But remember, if you don't plan, you're pretty much planning to fail. Coach Audrey's not happy with that. So take a few minutes, sit down with my plan if you want. Sit down with your meal guides, look through all the approved lists of foods that you can have, figure out what you like, and again, look at all the recipes. There's tons of them. Pinterest is amazing. Also, I'll share with you my favorite cookbooks, and look at the recipes in the file tabs, and that's it. Plan to win.